Thank you, Dr. Marshall, for bringing the truth to light. Hello, my name is Monica McGuire. I'm the mother of an 8-year-old African-American boy, a second grader. He's funny, he's a class clown, he's smart, he loves reading, and he loves school. He gets straight A's and he's a natural leader. But I worry every single day about his education. I am what schools say and teachers say they need the most. I'm an engaged parent. My husband and I run a very orderly home. Bedtime is regular at 7:30 p.m. every night. Video games are only allowed on Friday evenings and Saturday mornings. We play games as a family. He doesn't get to win. He has to earn it like the rest of us. We value education because we know it's his future. When I leave my office every day, it takes me approximately 20 minutes to get to my son's school. By the time I get there, I've left work behind, and I'm ready to give him my full attention. We talk about his day, what he's learned in school, what he enjoyed the most about his class that day. We go over every single paper together. If he did well, then I high-five him. If he didn't, then I ask him the question, why? Was you distracted? Rushing? Did you not understand what the teacher presented? I speak to his teacher every single day, and that's why I worry. I worry that the children she is teaching is not being given the best opportunity to succeed. The greatest value in her classroom seems to be generating not excitement for learning and exploring the world and beyond. Her greatest value seems to be conformity. It's about behaving in only one way, not a way that's conducive to learning for all different and small children. Most of our conversation is about his behavior, not about what he's learning and what he's doing. There's an expectation that he needs to go alone to get along. I worry that he'll believe that he's a bad child, not that his behavior is inappropriate, but that he is bad. I worry that all the children, not just my child, are not being dealt with as individuals with different needs, backgrounds, and experiences, and that the characteristics that make each one different aren't being used to help them learn. I'm in human resources. I do coaching and development every single day. If I see a characteristic, I use it. In classroom, if a child is talkative, have them give a presentation. Redirect their energy, their focus to something productive for both the teacher and the student. These are not robots, these are human beings. We ask children to sit in classrooms and sit still and be quiet for hours at a time. I've often heard educational professionals talk about what they need from parents and from students, but what is it the students and family needs from the schools and the educational professionals? We need teachers with passion and patience. We need to know that you love these children and that you care for them. Call the families, listen to their stories, understand what's happening at the home. Listening to the young men on the video, it was clear that what affected them the most, what helped ensure their success, was when one person saw them, listened to them, and asked them. Make sure that you have a culturally diverse school so that students can see themselves, see others whose life stories may be similar. But most of all, we need you to listen to children and families because everybody has a story. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Sarah Tyree. My husband and I live in Dayton, and we are the adoptive parents of 3 African American children. We have 2 sons that are ages 8 and 6, and a daughter who is 3. The boys are in 2nd grade and kindergarten in a private religious school, and our daughter is in her 1st year of preschool at Mini University across the street. I'm here because I care about my kids' education. I have cause for concern, but I care about it very much. Last year, our oldest son had an absolutely amazing first grade teacher. She was academically wonderful, but even beyond that, she paid attention and she communicated. Although the school has some diversity, there wasn't a ton of diversity in this first grade class. His teacher saw something and she said something. She shared with me that when they discussed Martin Luther King Jr., that the other students literally turned their bodies to stare at my son. She said it was awkward, but she saw it and she understood and she shared it with me. That communication, I saw it. I know that it's an issue. That simple communication, it meant so much to me. It reminded me how important the teacher's communication with the parents really is. I'm so grateful for that teacher because without her, I wouldn't have known what we might be missing out on. When I first saw the data from Learn to Earn about African American boys in school, I was shocked. I have 2 African American boys. I wish that I had known more about this 2 years ago. I did go back to the school after I got this information. I said, after seeing the data, that I'm concerned about the 3rd grade reading guarantee. They don't talk about the test at school. They only say that if they don't pass, they'll lose their scholarships. In response to my concern, they said, don't worry about it, we'll get him there. And although I know that there's a plan to get him there, that strategy has not been shared with me. I asked what was on the test, and I have never gotten an answer to that question. I know there is no perfect school. Ideally, we'd like to find a school that's upfront about the 3rd grade guarantee, about their issues with diversity, that tells us the truth about the kids' experiences there. You'd walk into the school and the statistics would be available right up front about diversity, kindergarten readiness, 3rd grade reading, 8th grade math. Here's the percentage. Here's how we're trying to get better. I don't think that my ideal school exists. Ideally, my kids would go to a school that had an equity officer or some sort of equity policy. If there was a school with an equity policy I could see, I would give bonus points for an equity officer. Having a diverse population is high up on my list. It's important that my kids see diversity in the world around them. African American teachers are important to me as well. Statistics say there is a big jump in how African American students perform if they've even only had one African American teacher in their life. I know that schools don't want to advertise their failures, but parents need to be a part of these conversations. And when you compare almost any school's data to the rest of the county, the state, or the country, the numbers around here are pretty normal. We need to find a way together to see that the whole country is struggling with this issue. I'd rather have schools acknowledge these issues rather than ignore them. If I see there's some kind of effort, that means something. Because if you're not going to take this stuff seriously, then this is not the place for my kids. My fear is that if they don't care, they just don't care. That is scary to think of my kids in a place where the higher-ups don't get it. This is a heart issue. It has to be felt by those in charge. They can stand up and pledge, but it doesn't matter if they don't put themselves in these kids' shoes and have a heart for it. If you say this is an issue and we're working on it, then okay. I can see that it's in your heart. I'm making a commitment to my kids' education too, With my second grader, we're focusing on reading at least 15 minutes every single day. We're practicing addition and subtraction facts every single day. He's learning to count money at school, so we count money at home. I want opportunities to be involved. My dream school has a parental advisory board, not like a PTO to raise money, but a board where school officials hear our concerns and you communicate back to us. My daughter's preschool has a parental advisory board. I'm not on it, but I feel like I'm being represented. I like knowing that the parents are being represented and listened to. If one parent has a concern, then others have the same concern. So here we are back at communication. Tell us what your challenges are and how we as parents can help. Listen to our concerns and help us find the answers. Show us where we're not meeting our goals and how we're going to reach them, because we want to help you help our kids succeed. Thank you.